Hi, I'm glad you're here. I'm Marlene Allen, and your upgraded circulatory system is the focus of today's session. So please drink plenty of water today. I have some powerful clearings lined up for you, and this will help to flush out any toxins and whatever else doesn't belong. So let's get started. You're upgrading your circulatory system today. So this is the right place if you are here to get a full upgrade to your circulatory system. We're going to be doing all the parts of the circulatory. I'm Marlene Allen, and I am the owner of Your Body Power. I'm a certified master quantum health activator, along with many other things, and I specialize in midlife makeovers that reverse the debilitating effects of accelerated aging. Now, I like to start with each session with gratitude and gratefulness. So if you'd like to say these out loud with me, that would be great. I love and respect my body. I am beautiful. I love my body just as it is today. I feel terrific in my body from my head to my toes. I am allowed to take up space. I talk to my body daily and encourage its amazingness. My body is perfect the way it is. I honor it right now. I feel love streaming through every inch of my insides. I thank food for nourishing me. It is not my enemy. Thank you, body, for taking such good care of me. My worth is defined by me, not my weight. I am comfortable in my body. I accept myself and my body the way it is. I am confident in my body. Others' opinions of me do not involve me. I take care of my body in every way. Very nice. Okay, letting go of what doesn't belong with love and quantum activations, of course. So quantum energy transcends time and space. Okay, so it is healing and activation that happens in the past and in the present and in the future. So by tapping into the life force energy of the body and activating the intended beauty, love, and perfection of the optimally healthy human stem cell, and using that to multiply into the surrounding cells of the gland or organ or body part to create a new growth of healthy cells, replacing the sick and old compromised cells with an upgraded healthy version that your body responds to, improving over the course of days, weeks, and months. So what we're doing today is the ability to enjoy a fully functioning optimal circulatory system, free of programs, dark energies, and this is going to include the heart, the valves, the blood, the circulatory system, the lymph system, and all of the areas that are highly influenced by emotion, because you can imagine there's a lot of emotion surrounding these areas. Okay, so I've started the clearings on toxins and years of deterioration, anything that doesn't belong from the circulatory system, and they're part of the clearing that I've been working on for you, for everyone here on the session today, as well as for you if you're accessing this on a replay. So either way, this is working for you too, right now. Okay, so clearings that I've already done are chakra. We've worked in the chakras. We're balancing the chakras. So really the energy body. So aura, your aura layers, we've got those clear. Attachments, any entity attachments, we've checked for those, cleared those blocks. Dark energies, emotions, low vibration type emotions, and we've increased your life force. Anything that would have you staying in a particular illness or disease type of thing, whatever you're perceiving, so this would happen to be in, your mind, right? So things that could have you staying in an illness that maybe there's a benefit there for you, right? So I looked into those things too. So now looking at your chakras, you're going to see that there's an association between your chakras and the glands. Okay, so, and healing then can benefit really illnesses from your mental, your emotional, your physical, and your spiritual well-being and financial. Okay, let's add that in there too, right? Okay, so, and everything begins with your consciousness. So everything that happens in your life, everything that happens in your body begins with something happening in your consciousness. So your consciousness is who you really are. It's energy. And this energy fills your entire body. So your consciousness is connected to every cell in your body. And through your consciousness, you can communicate with every cell in your body, with every organ, every tissue. And this is what I do with quantum entanglement to create a desirable result for you. So the direction of manifestation is from the consciousness through the energy field, all your entire energy body, which is the chakras, the aura layers, and so forth, and then to the physical body. So any change in consciousness creates a change in your energy field, and that change in your energy field happens before a change in the physical body. So that is why this is so important to get correct. And life force and frequency of vibration and energetic life force really is the secret to, behind everything, really, because without that ball of energy inside us surging to fuel our flame, we would just peter out in age, right? So this is the secret of longevity. And your frequency of vibration is also critical to your health and well-being, emotionally, mentally, everything that we just mentioned, right? Financially as well. Because as you can see on the slide here on the screen, everything from zero is, you're not alive, right? So anything above zero, you can get into these very low vibration type emotions, right? Anger, jealousy, fear. And these are very, very low vibe in there, and they keep you stuck in the bottom part of the vibration. So there's where you find your suffering, both physically and mentally, right? Everything, suffering on every level, and just getting by and working hard, and I'm doing it and it just doesn't work for me. Well, this may be the reason why, right? Because as we release these things that no longer belong, like fear and anger, as we release these and release all the junk out of your cells, the density, as we release density, the less dense you are, then the more light you are, the more light body we get, right? So then we go up in this frequency of vibration, and we get into the higher levels where things just start working for us. Things come to us, right? So what we desire actually can find us and come to us, right? So this is where you don't really have to work very hard. The law of attraction, where synchronicities happen for us. So this is why it's so important to increase both your life force and your frequency of vibration. So these are things that I am working on for you. So very good that you're here to take part of this. Quantum activations are used to bring about a desired result in the organs, the glands, the hormones, and by diving deep into the master cell of the gland itself, and we're clearing out all that has been built up over the years, as well as some damaging programs and interferences that we may not even be aware that we're walking around with, that can potentially be making choices for us. Yes, they do. So there could be some thoughts that are not your own, and we think, if we believe that they are our own thoughts, we could be acting on things that are not even from us. So many people have experienced quantum healing, and the activations produce a regeneration of cells in any part of the body. And these will enliven all aspects of yourself. So creating joy and happiness and a full, healthy life. So using quantum activations, we're going to clear the blocks, which I've already been doing, and moving out the programs that have caused your circulation to function poorly. So we're going to be removing DNA programs for heart disease and all circulatory illness as well. So we're also removing dark energies occupying the heart and clearing emotions for the ability to love and be loved. So once the energy field is clear, then we're going to go move into the cell regeneration using your own stem cells activated by the quantum field. And that's when we're going to start a flood of new, fully functioning cell growth throughout the circulatory system. So we're going to start with the heart, valves, and vessels, and then work our way through and including the lymph system, the lymphatic. So today, or anytime that you're accessing this recording, you can imagine also yourself, that you're healing yourself and that your ailments just melt away and disappear. Okay, so this will help open your mind to the possibility of being healed, and it can also lead to faster results. So bear in mind, though, that people with some chronic conditions, sometimes they cannot imagine their life without this condition. And that could slow healing once they allow old thought patterns around this illness to continue. So people can get attached to the negative experiences that they've had in their past. And sometimes they get so caught up in these patterns of negativity that they just actually kind of like stick to them. So we just get all cozied up with these negative experiences, and then it can get in the way of our higher intentions. So do yourself a favor. If this you have a chronic condition, maybe book a session with me, and we can find out and clear the root of your particular issue and clear that for you personally. So although when you registered, I read you, and that's what the clearings are based on, there can still be things on your timeline, for example, that can, go much deeper. So we can reveal those in a one-to-one situation a lot more easily. So we're working right now. We're going to check the clearings and see where we're at to enjoy a fully functioning circulatory system, heart valves, vessels, lymphatic system, letting go of all programs for circulatory illness, heart disease, and anything that would be causing a malfunction of the full circulatory system in any part. So that would be also ability to support loving yourself, being loved, and your ability to release what is no longer required here. Okay, so let's look here where we are. And okay, yes. A lot of things here. We are releasing things such as hatred, unforgiveness, jealousy. You can imagine all the things of the heart center. Okay, so that would involve love, right? Relationships. So that's why a lot of people that do have heart conditions, a lot of emotionality involved here. So that's what we're looking at. On resentment, guilt, blame, disappointed, bitterness. Yeah, those are a lot of the low vibe emotions. And we're also releasing things that can keep us stuck, that would have to do with our own thoughts or our mind or our perception, right? So areas in there and areas in, yeah, so things that on cycles were, for instance, something that keep us stuck in a pattern. So maybe you're going back to the same type of individual relationship after relationship. Those are patterns, and they can also be in on your spiritual timeline too. So that would be something, if you want to dive deeper into, book a session with me, and we can get really it's amazing some of the things that can come up when we go into that. So let's continue with these clearings for a little bit here. We're nearly complete, but I want to continue with the energy here. So, and then we'll move on to rebuild the organs of the circulatory system and the parts, and regenerating it at the cellular level, where I actually go into that master cell and restore it to its 100% divine beauty, love, and perfection, and then transfer that to all of the cells in that system. So until this list is clear with the clearings that we're doing, then I'll describe the circulatory system and organs. Right now, any problems that they can cause. So let's have some water to sip on, and let's begin, okay? Sipping on water throughout the day will be totally beneficial for you, okay? So let's just keep a bottle of water handy throughout the day, and actually for the next 3 days would be great. So the circulatory system delivers oxygen to all the cells of the body. It delivers nutrients to all the cells of the body. It removes metabolic waste from all cells and protects the body from foreign invasion, and maintains the acid-alkaline balance. Very, very important. And the blood vascular system of circulation. This is the system that's comprised of the blood, the heart, the blood vessels, including the arteries, veins, and capillaries. Its primary functions are to carry nutrients and oxygen to the cells, carry waste products away from the cells, and assist in the maintenance of the acid-alkaline balance of the blood. So it also assists in protecting the body from disease. The circulatory system works thanks to constant pressure from the heart and the valves throughout the body. And this pressure ensures that veins carry blood to the heart and arteries transport it away from the heart. So the circulatory system consists of 4 major components, and these are the heart. So by consistently pumping, the heart keeps the circulatory system working at all times. And the arteries, they carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart where it needs to go. And the veins carry deoxygenated blood to the lungs where they receive oxygen. And the blood is the transport media of nearly everything within the body. It transports hormones, nutrients, oxygen, antibodies, and other important things that are needed to keep the body healthy. Now, here's a list of questions that you can ask yourself. All right, these are anything to do with problems that you may be having. So some of these may apply to you, some of these may not apply to you, but the ones that resonate to you, maybe sit down and get a little bit more comfortable in sitting there in silence and seeing if you can come up with the answers to these questions and see how they may apply to you. So what value is there in not allowing myself to feel my feelings? What will bring back my excitement for life? What is missing? What will it take to get it back? What part of life am I not allowing myself to participate in because I feel I have too many responsibilities? And what will it take to find a way to fit it in? What does it look like to envision the ideal job? What limitations have I placed on myself that are not allowing me to go get that job or career or profession? What pleasures or passions am I denying myself because of the resentment I feel over putting everyone else's pleasures and passions as a priority in my life? Sometimes as women, we do that too, right? So let's say this out loud, okay? The affirmation. I find ways to do more of what I love and what brings me joy. I allow myself the necessity of feeling my emotions and my feelings, actually. We want to feel feelings. I allow my feelings to freely flow through me. I can do what I love and still support others. There are, of course, other systems that the circulatory system is connected to, and that's how the body works. They work in concert with each other to carry out specific tasks. So you also have the respiratory system, and its function is to obtain the oxygen, eliminate the carbon dioxide, and assist in regulating the acid-alkaline balance of the body, as well as the circulatory system does. So also the nervous system includes the brain, spinal cord, nerves, sense organs such as your eyes, ears, touch, etc. And its function is to regulate body activities through nerve impulses. So together with the glands of the endocrine system, the nervous system provides the control of all body activities, including the control of the circulatory system. Interesting. So the respiratory system is actually available to you right now. We have a program to do that. And the nervous system is will be in an upcoming live stream soon. So look for that one to come. So there can also be links for these in your email, and then also on your members page. So you do have a members login, and you can get your information and always find your replays and recordings there. So the major functions of the circulatory system then are as follows. The oxygen is a primary requirement for all your cells, including the brain and heart, and the brain can be deprived of oxygen only for a very short period of time before it will die. And the heart, muscles, and even bones require oxygen for their normal functioning. And the respiratory system brings oxygen into the blood. So this oxygen is transferred from the lungs to the blood vascular system, where it is carried to all other parts of the body. So the nervous system then participates in this oxygen exchange by monitoring oxygen and carbon dioxide levels and by controlling respiration. So the nervous system control of respiration means that we do not have to consciously remind ourselves to breathe 10 to 12 times per minute. So this function is conducted by the nervous system circuitry. And then the acid-alkaline balance of the body is controlled by cooperative functions of the blood vascular, respiratory, and nervous systems. So the cooperation of the blood, vascular, and lymph systems then also defends the body from microbial invasion. And a combination of lymphatic, blood vascular, and respiratory circulations eliminate cellular waste. So the list of cooperative functions of the various circulatory systems is really extensive. And because of their interrelatedness, anything that affects one aspect of circulation affects the other circulatory systems as well. So As Edward Casey once put it, distress in the system created by a condition of circulation, blood circulation, lymph circulation, nerve circulation, is the show of lack of coordination. That's interesting. Now, nearly any disease process may be related to impaired circulation. So there's a whole list here of physical conditions that are associated with the disturbance in the circulatory system. So they can include anything here on this chart. It can go from joint pain to dizziness, diabetes, skin ailments, inflammation, shortness of breath, the gray hair, dry scalp, rheumatism, dental problems, headaches, cramping, fallen arches, back pain, eyesight issues, anemia, deafness, hearing decrease, a tendency to catch colds, blood clots, a lot of issues here. So we can see that this is a very important part of our being. So the circulatory system, so physical activities support great circulation. All right, and the system requires movement. And it is directed by instructions from the DNA, which we're going to be working in today, and the lungs, which is part of our respiratory system program, and the nerves, which is part of our nervous system program, and the lymph glands, which is something that's included here with the circulatory system today. So the heart, brain, and skin direct the circulatory system and its fluid or flow process. Healthy emotions enhance your circulation as well. So low vibration emotions will degrade circulation. So as we already saw on that chart with the frequency of vibration, how all those low vibration emotions kept us down, kept us dense in the struggling and suffering category, those will also degrade your circulation. So DNA related to the flow and ease of happy, healthy feelings will improve circulation. So that's what we're going to be working in, is releasing any of the DNA that would be blocking that. And the emotional body that has the glasses half full approach supports a strong circulation. So versus the half empty approach, right? And the circulation relies on white blood cells to clean up the bloodstream. And the body component that partners with circulation to strengthen the process is the muscular system. Okay, and by engaging your muscles with regular activity, exercise, etc., regular exercise forces blood and oxygen into the muscles and helping them to feel and function better. So we've got a clearing here. We're clearing around ease of emotions, okay, and your DNA programs around that. So let's check here how many programs. Okay, so let's let go of these programs that I'm finding here in the DNA around having ease and peace, emotions. Okay. And here's some just kind of food for thought here. Fear of movement or stagnant lack or fear of change constricts movement, right? So, and movement, we're talking the circulation, right? So trust in your choices, right? So some people can just get stuck in their ways and just, they cannot flow, have the free flow of choices, right? And so choose what's correct for you and trust in it, right? And then the fear of life, to move forward, okay, away from oppression. So new boundaries with a new perspective. So we require to change those perspectives, to be in those. And the ability to feel free to move, motivated to move in any environment and social culture. Maybe you felt stuck before. Okay, physical movement and sometimes has energy in it. Sometimes it doesn't, but more ease, joy, letting go of the past, releasing fear that it would happen again, right? So I've included a clearing here around the ability to feel free to move, motivated to move in any environment and social culture with ease, joy, strength, physically, mentally, emotionally. So let's see where we're at with that. Okay, very good. Yeah, okay. All right, wonderful. So things that you can do to help your own circulatory system. Well, massage is wonderful. It increases the circulation in the extremities in an attempt to relieve the strain on sluggish, deep circulation. So suggestions would include massage, manipulation, so applying a combination of olive oil and keeping the feet warm. Okay, yeah, keep your feet warm. Interesting. Chiropractic also, there's pressure or strain on the vertebra or the spinal imbalance can affect circulation in many different areas of the body. So if you believe that there's something out, not properly lined up, you can check it out with a chiropractor. That might be good for you. And exercise, yes, daily physical exercise is great for improving circulation. Walking, swimming, they're just two of the most highly recommended, and stretching for any numbness, weakness, or hurting in the legs. And normal functioning of the various circulatory systems of the body is a requisite for good health. Different treatments are based on the nature of the problem. There are some recurring themes that can be summarized here, such as osteopathic manipulation, which is part of the, either chiropractic or massage, but osteopaths are a different designation. And an alkaline diet is recommended, especially in cases of impaired circulation where excess acidity is in the system. And, these physical conditions that are associated with excess acid in the body include digestive disturbances, constipation, arthritis and rheumatism, and nervous conditions. So check out your acid alkaline balance. Excess acid is not, it's not what you want. And massage, we've already mentioned sweat baths. Okay, maybe saunas are recommended. There can also be the mental attitude. Okay, and the blood and lymph are the main circulatory systems of the body. And through these vital substances, the body's cells are kept alive. So without the circulation of the blood and the lymph, the body's tissues would then be starved and poisoned. So then the process of assimilation and elimination then are dependent on healthy circulation to nourish and cleanse the body. So that would be the colon, right? So as we can see, there's another system being introduced here, which is digestive, right? So a lot of things are actually involved and connected. And actually in cases of, just for an example, dementia, that's where the nerve tissue in the brain is toxic. So increased circulation to the brain would be a great thing to do too. So that actually does get into another system, which is our brain regeneration. That's another program that we do. But this circulatory process that we're doing here today will actually help with that, with circulation to the brain as well, just not as a main focus that we're working on today. So, so those are things that you can do. Now, the heart. Let's talk about the heart for a minute. Heart disease is the most important cause of mortality and morbidity in the industrialized world today. In the United States, 1/3 of all deaths are from coronary heart disease. That's 1/3, with myocardial infarctions, which are heart attacks, occurring at a rate of approximately 3 a minute. So by the age of 60, 1 in 5 men has had a heart attack. Yes, I know of several. Okay, it has also been strongly linked with a number of risk factors. The 5 primary ones are increased serum cholesterol, hypertension, smoking, diabetes, and it could be a family history of the disease, which is DNA, which is why we're looking at DNA today. So other risk factors include a stressful lifestyle, inactivity, increased serum uric acid, elevated serum homocysteine, and a disproportionate intake of fat in the diet. And there's other reasons too. One study of note involved a group of patients with angina who were placed in an intensive program of stress management and dietary change. So for 24 days, these people lived in a rural setting on a vegetarian diet, and they they meditated and exercised for 5 hours a day. Okay, so the incidence of heart attacks fell from, or anginal attacks, fell from an average of 10 a day to 1. Exercise capacity improved by 44%, blood cholesterol fell by 20%, heart muscle function improved, and many people either stopped or reduced their blood pressure medicine after the 24 days. So these were people who, they ate vegetarian diet, meditated, and exercised. Okay, so they decreased their stress and changed their diet, and their heart improved. Changes in the diet were the elimination of red meat, fried foods, and trans fats. Now, traditional medicine currently considers it important to look at the total cholesterol, or HDL ratio, with a ratio of 4.5 and higher being considered dangerous. So with that, half of all American men and women have ratios of 4.5 and higher. But the vegetarians in this study were found to have an average ratio of only 2.8. So that is, that's pretty good. That's almost half, right? So, and then think about taking hormones for a healthy heart. Okay, think twice about that if you're going to be taking hormones, because over the first 2 years, there's a greater risk of heart attack, stroke, and blood clots. So for women in their, in their 60s and 70s, they have a 45% less heart disease than men their age. But menopause doesn't increase heart disease. Age and lifestyle do. So this is mainly a preventable disease. Belly fat, smoking, and hypertension are the biggest causes for women. Depression is more strongly linked to stroke risk than all of the other risk factors. And there's anger and grief here. Okay, so clearing anger and grief. Very good. Okay, yeah, so that's part of our clearings too. So when our need for intimacy is frustrated, depression comes and protects us when there is no way to deal with the situation effectively with issues that could make us angry. Then depression comes and quiets our violent impulses. Okay, so it's one step down from anger. Right, so depression may be with a menopausal woman for a while, and really it's time actually just to cherish that deepness if that comes. So you can get in touch with beliefs, perhaps that nothing you do makes any difference, etc., or victimization is a risk factor. And depression puts a lid on rage and pain. So dare to forgive what hurt you and stop reliving the past and the pain. Dare to thaw your rage. So find your anger, right? You can lie belly down on the earth. That's one great way to do it, right? Get grounded. Anger forced outward has changed the course of history. Anger forced inward brings resentment, depression, and self-destruction. So grieve and rage for a while if you have to, right? And smile. The brain makes hormones that makes you and your heart feel good. And touch and be touched. Very important also. So your blood is moving in new ways, and your energies are changing, and your heart is changing. So women in menopause, this part of the journey of menopause can make the heart pound. So do your heart palpitations bring up thrilling memories and quivering fears, which are also your secret desires? Listen to your heart. Let the energy of your uterus spiral strongly into your heart and nourish your heart so it can beat strongly for many years and carry you into very old age. If you have issues with your heart, these are some questions that you may take a journal and get some answers. What will it take for me to open myself up and allow love in? If I no longer needed the approval of those who are incapable of giving it, Or what if I no longer needed the approval of those who are incapable of giving it? And what is going on in my family that needs healing? And how can I help? Who do I need to forgive? What will it take for me to completely forgive myself? What responsibility am I trying to get out of? What do I need to do to heal this relationship that hurts so badly? Am I seeking money, power, or position over love? What would it take to accept myself as lovable? Who am I hoping will rescue me, but they never show up? What will it take to relieve them of this expectation and rescue myself? So here's an affirmation we can say out loud. I approach my relationships with wisdom and courage. I know what needs to happen for the full healing of my heart. As I forgive, I am forgiven. I now choose to let go of past resistance I had towards love, as it has the power to heal all wounds and regrets of the past. Okay, wonderful. And I was doing a clearing here around love and being surrounded by joy and feeling worthy and deserving, and feeling loved. Okay, very good. So let's look at blood. Blood is 55% plasma and 45% formed elements. So those include red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. And because of these living cells suspended in the plasma, blood is considered a fluid connective tissue. So it's a tissue, really not a fluid. And it's the only fluid tissue in the body. Blood absorbs oxygen from the air in the lungs and transports it to cells throughout the body, removing waste carbon dioxide from the cells. So in the lungs, the carbon dioxide moves from the blood to the air and is exhaled. And blood plays a large role in digestion and endocrine system functions. So digested nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream through capillaries in the villi that line the small intestine, and including glucose, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids. Blood also transports some hormones secreted by the endocrine system glands to organs and tissues. Blood absorbs and distributes heat throughout the body. Blood vessels expand and contract when they react to outside organisms, such as a bacteria, and to internal hormone and chemical changes. So when a blood vessel tears, platelets clump and form a plug in the damaged area, and the proteins form threads or fibrins to form a clot. And blood transports waste substances to the kidneys and liver that remove and process them for elimination. Red blood cells transport oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. And white blood cells are the disease-fighting components of the blood, and they account for just 1% of circulating blood, but multiply during infection or inflammation. Postmenopause is a time when women hold and stir their wise blood inside. Okay, so now a woman of wholeness and wisdom, you find your own ebb and flow of your own ocean, no longer tied to that of the moon's. So this is a time of power. So that flow, right, that circulation, this is the time for women post-menopause or in menopause. This is our time of power. Valves. The human heart has 4 valves, the mitral valve and the tricuspid valve, which control blood flow from the atria to the ventricles, and the aortic valve and the pulmonary valve, which control blood flow out of the ventricles. So as the heart muscle contracts and relaxes, the valves open and shut, letting blood flow into the ventricles and atria at alternate times. So let's look at the vessels, arteries, veins, and capillaries. So the coronary heart disease occurs when the oxygen supply will not keep up with the oxygen demand. And the most common reason for this is the partial or complete occlusion of the blood vessels with calcified, ulcerated, and fibrotic fat deposits, or arteriosclerotic lesions. In fact, it's estimated that 95% of all coronary heart disease is due to these arteriosclerotic plaques. Ooh. So, yes, we don't want the calcified fat deposits, right? And the majority of fats, unlike proteins and carbs, which go through the bloodstream to the liver, the majority of fats are absorbed through the lacteal ducts into the lymph circulation before eventually joining the blood. So fats at times are assimilated incorrectly, and this could also contribute to the formation of lymph pockets, those arteriosclerotic plaques, since the lymph carries the digested fat. So another reason to be thinking real strongly of whether you really want those barbecued ribs. And as we're aware of now, hardening of the arteries also has its set of emotional questions, such as the ability to loosen up and soften your approach to life versus seeing life in a negative way, or the ability to feel and express love versus feeling threatened, or forgiving someone for pain you feel others have caused you versus not releasing injustice that you feel has been placed on you, and feeling more secure about money versus stifling the flow. So start seeing joy in life and let it flow through you. See life through your beautiful and intelligent heart. Okay. Fat deposits result from poor elimination, an unbalanced circulation, and a diet productive of an excess of fat in the bloodstream. So the body systems include the liver, the colon, and the spine. Now the liver assimilates and eliminates fats. So the liver eliminates about 95% of the cholesterol that is removed from the body daily. And an engorged or congested liver affects both of these functions. So liver dysfunction can cause problems with the colon. We are doing a digestive system program here at the end of the month too. So this would be great for the colon. Now the colon plays a central role of this disease process. So in the early stages of plaque formation, a colon engorgement or prolapses is given as the cause of toxins or poisons remaining in the system. And these poisons break down in the cells or ducts through which they are flowing. And the stressed colon plays a central role in unbalancing the circulation, leading to a slowed circulation between the liver and heart and to increased blood pressure. A good reason to actually optimize your colon. In the early stages, this promotes the formation of arteriosclerotic plaques, like we talked about, right? So once formed, the disturbed circulation plays a central role in causing the anginal pain or a heart attack. And the role of hypertension in plaque formation and subsequently in stressing the heart is well known. Spinal imbalance. Okay, that can affect the balance between the sympathetic nervous system and the cerebrospinal system. So this in turn would affect the flow through the sympathetic nerves to the internal organs and to the blood vessels. So in someone with coronary heart disease, these lesions would become involved in a couple different ways. So lesions in the upper to the mid-dorsals played a direct role in the circulatory balance between the heart, liver, and lungs and could place stress on the heart. Also, lesions in the lumbar area affect blood flow to the colon and could contribute to colon difficulties, as we already talked about. And then there's a thyroid connection. Okay, so when thyroid hormones are low, plaque builds up in blood vessels, and blood clots increase, and diastolic blood pressure rises.